In 2026, that $599 cruise can quietly become a $1,400 trip. Here are the fees that do it, and how to fight back. I'll break down the biggest fees, typical costs, and real ways to avoid or reduce them, so your deal cruise doesn't become a four-figure shock. Every cruise line is different, and prices do change. But the categories of fees, those are almost always the same. So I'm going to break this into two groups. First, the mandatory or almost unavoidable charges that most people don't fully understand. And second, the lifestyle traps that quietly drain your wallet once you're already on the ship and having fun. Let's start with the charges that catch almost everyone, no matter how old you are or how many times you've cruised. Gotcha fee number 1. Daily gratuities, sometimes called service charges. Most big cruise lines automatically charge a set amount per person, per day. In 2026, that's often somewhere between $16 and $21 per person per day, and a bit more if you're in a suite. So if you're on a 7-night cruise with 2 people in a cabin, you're looking at roughly $225 to almost $300 in gratuities alone. The smart move here is simple. Check the cruise line's website for the current daily gratuity rate, multiply it out for your trip, and build it into your budget up front. When possible, prepay those gratuities before you sail, so they're not a nasty surprise at the end. Gotcha fee number 2. Port fees and taxes. That headline fare you see in ads usually does not include these. They're added later in the booking process. Depending on your itinerary, port fees and taxes can easily add $100 to $250 per person, so that $599 cruise might already be more like $749 or $849 per person before you even start thinking about extras. When you price compare cruises, always look at the total, after taxes and fees, not just that eye-catching base fare. Gotcha fee number 3. Automatic service charges on almost everything. On many ships, drinks, spa treatments, and specialty dining automatically have an 18 to 20% service charge added to the bill. So that $12 cocktail, you're really paying closer to $14 or $15 once the service fee is added. Book a massage for $170, and you might see another $30 or more in automatic gratuity on top. This doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy yourself, it just means you should mentally add about 20% to those prices you see on the menu. Gotcha fee number 4. Wi-Fi. Basic Wi-Fi packages can run around $20 to $25 per person, per day on many mainstream lines. For 2 people on a 7-night cruise, you're now looking at roughly $280 to $350 just to stay online. If you don't truly need full-time internet, look for social media-only plans, sharing one device, or using free Wi-Fi in port whenever possible. Now let's look at the lifestyle traps that are totally optional, but very tempting once you're on board. These are the things that feel small in the moment, but add up fast over a week. Lifestyle trap number 1, the drink package. It's marketed as unlimited fun, but it often costs $60 to $100 per person per day, depending on the ship and what's included. If you're not consistently drinking that much in cocktails, specialty coffee, and sodas every single day, you're paying more than you're getting back. Before you buy, be honest about how much you really drink on a typical day, not on your wildest day. Lifestyle trap number 2, specialty dining. Those gorgeous steakhouse sushi or chef's table photos. They're usually not included in your main cruise fare. Expect to pay around $30 to $60 per person, per meal, plus that automatic service charge. 2 specialty dinners for couple can easily add a couple $100s to your final bill. Lifestyle trap number 3, shore excursions booked through the ship. These can range from about $75 per person to well over $200 per person, depending on the activity. If you're comfortable, compare ship excursions with reputable independent operators in port. Just make sure their timing works with your ship's schedule. Lifestyle trap number 4, spa and wellness services. Massages, facials, salon visits, thermal suites. Onboard spa prices can easily be $100 to $250 per treatment, plus that built-in gratuity. 1 or 2 spa days can completely blow a carefully planned budget. And finally, lifestyle trap number 5, photos and souvenirs. Those professional photos taken at dinner or when you board the ship are not free. Individual prints and digital photo packages can add up quickly, especially if you're traveling with family or it's your very first cruise. Add in logo merchandise and souvenirs, and you've quietly spent far more than you expected. Now, the goal here is not to scare you away from cruising. Cruises can be a fantastic way to see multiple places with very little planning. The goal is to make sure you go in with your eyes open and a plan, so you control your spending instead of your spending controlling you. Here are a few simple ways to fight back against cruise gotcha fees in 2026. First, set a total trip budget, not just a cruise fare budget. Take the base fare, add estimated port fees and taxes, add gratuities, Wi-Fi if you need it, and a realistic amount for drinks, excursions, and extras. When you see the full picture before you book, you're much less likely to be shocked at the end. Second, prepay what you can. If your cruise line allows it, prepay gratuities, and if you know you'll need it, a basic Wi-Fi package. That turns surprise charges into planned expenses and spreads the cost out over time before you sail. Third, decide your splurge areas in advance. For example, you might say, one specialty dinner, one big excursion, and maybe one spa treatment. Everything else, you enjoy what's already included. The main dining room, the buffet, the free shows, the basic onboard activities. Fourth, check your onboard account daily. Most ships now let you see your running total in the app or on your cabin TV. A quick check each evening helps you spot anything unexpected and adjust your spending before it gets out of control. When you understand these cruise gotcha fees before you book, that $599 deal doesn't suddenly turn into a $1,500 shock at the end of your vacation. You still get the fun, the food, and the ports, just without the financial hangover. If you're planning your first cruise in 26 or beyond, I've put together a fast 3 to 5 minute video that rapid fires through 15 cruise fees to look for before you hand over your credit card. Tap on that video next so you can screenshot the list and keep it handy while you're shopping for cruises. For a quick checklist, watch 15 cruise fees to avoid before you book next.